So this is our project that we're calling Phase 3. It's our capital campaign project. That will be a comprehensive community center that will house all of our program services and then our administrative staff. And so this is the concept. It's 6 levels, and it will sit literally where part of the building that we're in now, plus the much larger building.
Sorry.
No,
I'm so sorry.
I thought you were talking to me. So it will sit where we're currently at, and then the building that we purchased that's right next door to us, to the east. And so these are the different levels and the different programming that will be taking place. And so walking in from North Avenue, this is the first floor. And so on this floor, we have some new programming that we've never done before. And so one of them will actually have a food pantry that people will be able to access. And along with that, there's going to be what we're calling a teaching kitchen and cafe. And basically, it's kind of like a soup kitchen, but we don't want to call it a soup kitchen, so we're calling it a cafe. And also teaching cafe, because we'll have cooking demonstrations to help our the community and learn how to use some of the different maybe vegetables that they may not be familiar with and stuff of that sort. But also the cafe portion of it is when our case managers are meeting with their clients, one of the first questions that they're asking is, when was the last time you ate? And some of them might say 24 or 48 hours. And so, when they're meeting with them, what better way than to just be able to walk downstairs and be like, here's a meal for you since you have, because you haven't eaten. So this kind of whole section on this side it's going to be new programming. In the front here, we have our teen center, our Casa Corazon drop-in program, which we do have now, and so it'll relocate in there, and it's basically drop-in services for homeless youth between the ages of 18 to 24. And then the other part of this, which is, again, new programming for us, is our health and wellness center. And so offering dental services to the community, vision services, behavioral therapy, stuff of that nature. So
why are you doing all this now? Is it just because you just got funding, or why now?
So we haven't done this because, one, we don't have the capacity to do that right now. And so we are building the space that will be able to then kind of hold that, since we're kind of spread out amongst like 4 different buildings right now along North Avenue. And so, what's it called? So then this way we'll be able to kind of fulfill that piece of it. Mm-hmm. Going down one level, we have what we're calling, it's our employment and educational services program. And so offering like GED classes, resume building, computer skill classes, job searching, stuff of that nature. So there will be training rooms and the computer labs. Here we'll have a much larger clothing closet. So right now we have downstairs kind of like the 2 racks type of thing, and here we'll be able to maintain a much larger capacity, and along with having washers and dryers on site, so then that way we can kind of make sure that the clothes are clean for our clients, and then also having showers that are accessible to those who aren't able to have access to that. Moving up, we have this is our second floor, so this is primarily where the majority of the staff will sit. And so on this lighter shade of gray is basically all of our programming. So all of our case managers, housing advocates, program coordinators, our director of programs, they will all sit on one side. On the darker side, this is all of our admins. So development, finance, operations, executive director, they will all sit on this side. Okay. And then these last 3 floors, so the third floor is going to be kind of, will serve dual purposes. So we'll have, what we're doing is permanent supportive housing. So we already have that, but this will be different because LCM will be the actual lease, holding the leases for each of the clients. And so part of this you'll see is that we have studios, 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms located on here for both youth and families. And then the other portion of it will be like a huge, like a much larger community space, because you don't. Sometimes it's hard to come by that in the area, and so not just for LCM purposes, but also for anyone else in the community that would like to, utilize that space. And again, then kind of so going off of more of the permanent supportive housing on floors 4 and 5 will be additional supportive housing units. So again, studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms. So
is this something that the Next Generation Board organized, or is just LCN?
no, so this is just LCN. The Next Generation Board will support it in terms of helping us, fundraise and making the connections needed in order to, potentially create, some of those partnerships in order to get this building started. So.
And when is the construction beginning? When are you starting?
We're not quite sure yet. We're hoping soon. So we've kind of gone through zoning and all of the, the pre-stages of this, and so everything's been approved, and so now it's kind of we're still in the what's called the silent phase of the capital campaign, and so just securing a little bit more funding before we can go public with it, and then get the rest of that funding so we can start this building.
Awesome. Well, I think that's all.
Yay.
Thank you so much again.
No problem.
And